Well, it does take an iron will. It takes balls of steel, a tremendous amount of grit to be told that you need to quit and you suck and you're horrible from people that you are inspired by or look up to, or maybe you don't even know them, but you just want to be shown away. Tattooing is really, really hard to begin with, really hard. There is a formula to it, and I think that everyone needs to learn that formula. It's once you start to like think, well, I could put some black here, and if you do it, immediately you fuck the tattoo up. The best thing that you can do, and which is the hardest thing that you can do, is get into a shop. I don't care if it's a shitty shop, good shop, fucking traditional shop, custom shop. I don't care. I don't care if you're just the shop boy in the shop. You need to get into a shop. Then you're so immersed in what it is that you love that you don't want to leave it, even though it's really, really, really hard.
The mechanics of tattooing has changed very little over the past 100 years. The machine itself pierces the skin to the dermal layer and embeds the ink with each puncture at speed ranging from 32 to 3,600 punctures per minute. The number of needles used determines the detail of the work. A single needle for finer work and several needles for larger areas and shading.
The way that I love you, I'm begging you, don't take me over, don't make me over, now that you've got me at your command.
I started coming here in '96. Started coming to work in New York City in '96. And Grime, he's like, hey, you should check out my friend Bradley. You know, he like plays guitar, he's been punk rock into metal. He's a skater, he has a mini ramp in his shop. I came and we just kind of fell in love, man, to tell you the truth. It's like one of my closest friends. You know, I think he had high roller, but he was at a point where he could just have people come, I think, just to be inspired by people, have more people come around and be inspired. I met Eli Quinters there. You know, I think he'd been tattooing for a minute, but like, everybody knows how good Eli is now. I think I met Burt Crack for the first time there. Tattooed his hand, and he came and he showed me like his portfolio and stuff. And there's tons of memories. Me and Bradley made a little bit of music. Made one song actually. Now we're interested in a lot of things, you know.
You know, I've been to New York a bunch of times, but I'd never been to Long Island, and it was funny because when I showed up, Long Island was what I always thought New York would be before I actually went to New York. I was like, who the fuck is this guy where Grimey's going and Mike Wilson's going and Whitehead's going? So when I showed up, you know, it was just Bradley's immediately was like hilarious. And he really played up the Long Island thing. But he can go from like being totally wild and talking crazy to like the nicest, most sincere person that there's not a lot of people like that in tattooing, right? It seemed like Long Island, everybody was really easygoing. People would just be like, yeah, I want this. And then you just draw something up to be perfect. And then they would just get it. It seemed like just a bunch of like regularized people with a bunch of good tattoos from fucking Chris O'Donnell, and you just see like just regular as like plumber dude with a bunch of badass tattoos, which the only thing that was really like that in the country at the time was like Eric Mosky's shop, you know, down in Fullerton. You know, me and him and Whitehead would go skateboarding, and you know, I don't even remember where we went, but we went to some skate park, and it was just fun. So I was involved in the New York hardcore scene. I kind of met Bradley, like, kind of randomly at a show. He was, at that time, tattooing out of his apartment in Queens, I think. And he was terrible.
For many, tattoos are an expression of faith, and the devotion they feel inside is proudly displayed on the outside. Religion and cultural identification have for centuries played a major role in the tattoos people choose. For Will Levitino, however, it was his tattoos that led him to his religion.
A couple of my friends had these beautiful, beautiful tattoos, and I didn't really know anything about tattoos, but I knew how some looked nice and other ones didn't. I didn't know why. But
I had started getting tattooed around like 14 by a guy, Kevin Craig. And I got lucky because he was actually a decent tattoo artist to where those tattoos still hold up and still look nice. So then Brad opened High Roller. He kind of had a following from the music scene that, you know, then their options were like Mike Ledger or Mike Rubendahl, but these guys had like a year-long waiting list. You didn't have very many options. So Brad brought these guys in, and it was like the minute you heard they were coming, they were booked.
Yeah, what am I doing? I don't want to take a photo with this. How's it going, Will? Pretty good. Yeah, see, you shaded in the right part. What?
For a little while there, I was tattooing at High Roller. Brad always had something insane going on. He got into things so heavily that it was addictive. He'd be like, oh, you know, we could put a half pipe in that back room. And then you come in the next day and there'd be a fucking half pipe. Next thing you know, he goes out, he buys a camera, and now he's filming us, like skating, whatever. And his childhood friend is the guy Gino Iannucci.
Yeah, we got it.
So now he filmed a bunch of stuff for Gino, and it did look great. Because when Bradley gets onto something, he's 100%.
It's funny because I don't really remember specifically like how we met and when we met. Must have been like 15, 16 years old, around that age. Hearing through the grapevine that he had like a skate set up at his house. And then I ended up moving out to California and then doing the whole pro skateboarding thing. And then it just so happened one day I came back to Long Island. You know, at the time he had High Roller Tattoo going on, and he would skate in the parking lot next door to the shop. And then it turned into Brad buying a camera and then filming and like us just having fun. Then it sparked like me getting more psyched into actually filming for a video for a sponsor I had at the time, Chocolate, who was working on a big video. And it kind of got me back in the groove of like doing this pro skating thing and putting in an effort to get a video part together. And Brad was the main guy I filmed with, and he got a lot of tips from Ty Evans on filming, and Brad did a great job. And then I just thought, what's next? Like, what could I do that's an easy transition for now? And it was open up a shop. And one thing led to another, and I opened up Poet's skate shop underneath his tattoo shop. And that's how Poet started.
We put the sign up, and the next thing you know, the building owner comes over and is like, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, you have to take that down. And they're like, you cannot have two businesses inside the building. So Brad's like, just keep doing it.
Are you evil?
Yeah, it gets off on fucking getting paid. They're getting paid for it.
It's cool. Hey, do you mind?
He made High Roller almost like a place you couldn't not go to. It almost has like the earmarks of like early punk rock, but almost also like a Beat Generation group of artists that are tight. Everyone's moving in the same direction, and we're all in it like together.
Don't make me over now that I do anything for you. Don't make me over now that you know how I adore.
He's a genius, maniac, idiot, savant, madman, you know, and there's something about Brad is he's just a true creative. And he's a ball of fire that just never stopped rolling.
Don't make me over.
Yeah, it's always interesting when you meet an obsessive person that happens to obsess on shit that you like. But as you know, Bradley's super obsessive, and it's, you know, he's obsessed with cool shit and tattooing, so he's fucking, that was his thing.
How do you fit in when you didn't want to fit in? I think that you truly have to like kind of turn that little knob that's like, I seriously don't give a fuck, right? So therefore I don't care how other people think. If I could share these things with the people that I'm inspired by, maybe they feel as good as I feel about it.
Don't make me over.